Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it's mostly gentlemen, but hello, ladies, too. Welcome back to another edition of the Gringo Trucker Show. All right. We're coming to you live from Hialeah, as we love to do, because ain't no city like Miami. Ain't no city like Miami. Luis found another drum. Yes, he found another drum. They took our big set out, but he's got a bongo or something over there that he loves doing the drum roll for me. So conga, dum 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 dum. Yo, trucker, ring. We like our music here, as you can probably tell. So welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking and subscribing to our show. We appreciate the audience, and we're growing. We're growing, ladies and gentlemen. We love to see you here. We love having you here, and I love talking to you guys and gals. I said gals. So today we got a couple different topics. We're gonna talk about our favorite topic here, and that's the diesel price rise. That's not really our favorite topic. It just, unfortunately, it happens more often than it should, but we need to talk about it. We're also going to talk about something, and I'm going to spend a little more time on that topic. It is Mr. Donald J. Trump versus Sloppy Joe Biden. All right, so stay tuned. We got a good show. It's going to be fun for you guys. Just stick around. You'll see. Enjoy the intro. Again, welcome back to the Gringo Trucker Show. I'm your host, Matthew Goose Gossett. My friends call me Goose, so I expect you to as well. We're going to mix it up a little bit today. Normally, I jump right into my first topic, but it's a little depressing. So I'm going to switch it up. We're going to go to an interview, as you guys know we do. We go out to the pilot truck stop, and we try to interview some truckers to get their takes on what's going on in the industry, what's going on in the United States as far as trucking goes, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's get interview one. Go.
What is your name?
Skip Niles.
What are you saying about the situation of the truckers in U.S. right now?
It's not what it was when I started 48 years ago. It's just not. I was an owner-operator up until the pandemic, and I sold my truck and trailer because of the situation. And I hear a lot of guys that are getting out as owner-operators for obvious reasons. It's just fuel's too high, the rates are too low. It is what it is.
What is your fuel?
It's diesel exhaust fluids, what I haul.
Yeah.
But
Give me an advice for truckers that with fuel is very dangerous in the roads.
It can be, yeah. You got to be careful around any tank truck because some have baffles, some don't. If you're passing somebody, get on around them as quickly as you can. Don't hang beside them, for sure.
Where are you from?
I am from Lake City, Florida.
You are. So many truckers told me that Florida is the worst state for truckers because no parking lot, no truck stock, no.
Well, I'm fortunate. I have enough room at home that I can park at home. So some people don't have that advantage. And if you get into any metropolitan area, it is definitely a problem because some of the rest areas are closing up and remodeling. Some they don't open back up. It can be, and now with electronic logs, that makes it even worse. So you got to be careful for sure.
Not a big fan of the electric logs. Not a big fan of the parking situation. Again, we hear these different topics all the time when we go out and do these interviews. Number one is parking. Number two is diesel prices, and it's like back to back. It's the same. They're interchangeable. It's literally like the top two problems in the entire trucking world right now. I had gone a couple of interviews. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we did some interviews about truck parking. So I decided to do an actual piece on it here on the show. You can look that up. It'll be in the title description of the show itself. But, hopefully there's going to be some legislation coming soon that's going to help the parking situation in certain areas. Obviously, in the Midwest, it's not as big of an issue because there's more land. But here on the Eastern Seaboard, here in Florida and all the way up the coast, man, it's a problem. My girlfriend and I were just traveling here yesterday from Port St. Lucie back down to Miami, and we were seeing them on the road. It's on the side of the road, trucks parked. And I said, look at that, hon. That's the problem they're talking about right now, what they're trying to address. So Skip was very informative. Skip, sold his truck during the pandemic, and things are bad now. He was telling you the diesel prices, fuel is high and rates are low. And again, it's a unfortunate echoing sentiment that we hear every single week when we do these interviews. But it's important for us to get that message out there to you guys. The more and more people see it, the more and more people will support change when it comes. And that's important. And supporting change, not just legislative wise, not just locally, but we're talking about a more of a grand scale, a presidential type change, which, is way past due. We gave this guy who's in office right now a rope, and he's pretty much hung himself with it. So unfortunately, that's the situation. But thank you, Yoandi. Thank you to Skip for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with us for a few minutes. He looked like he was ready to be interviewed. He knew what he wanted to say. He had something to say and wanted to say it. So I love those guys. Thank you to all the truckers out there who give us a little bit of free time of yours just to talk shop, talk about what's going on and your concerns that are out there. So thank you. Next up, Elite Insurance and Beyond. So you guys know as well as I do that it's required, it's important, it's mandatory, it's necessary. But there's no reason why you should be paying more than you should. You shouldn't be paying more than you need to for insurance. And I talk about this every single week. Luckily, I have a beautiful spokeswoman who just so happens to be the owner, one owner of the company as well. And she does a much better job of describing the benefits and what we offer at Elite Insurance and Beyond. So, Carla, let me hear it.
Hi, my name is Carla Herrera from Elite Insurance and Beyond. I am an owner, daughter of the other owners, as well as an agent myself. I am here to tell you that all you need to do is drive. We have you protected. We can guarantee you 30% less than any other agency in the state of Florida, which, as we all know, represents thousands of dollars a year. And truckers nowadays cannot afford to lose money. We will give you better policies with less money. Call us 305-888-1557, Elite Insurance and Beyond, where you'll know you're protected.
Protected. That's Elite Insurance and Beyond. Call them 305-888-1557. I've told you guys before, they treat you like family. They want to see you succeed and they want to see you protected, and they'll guarantee you to save you 30%. There's another company out there that starts with a P. And every time I get on Facebook and go into these groups and pages, the number one question being asked is, where can I get some other affordable insurance other than the company that starts with a P? So, you guys should really take advantage, especially if you're in the areas that we cover. Elite Insurance and Beyond, eliteinsbeyond.com, and 305-888-1557. Okay. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. We're going to talk about this topic that we've unfortunately had to talk about quite often here, and that's the price of diesel. Now, obviously it's a problem, and it took a couple of weeks off, to be honest with you. It took a couple of weeks off as far as raising the prices go. They remain the same. They were down a couple of pennies, but here we are again. Diesel prices in the U.S. increased by 10 cents a gallon on average. The uptick follows a recent trend of decreasing diesel prices in the past 2 weeks. But again, when you're raising that to the extreme that it's been raised, when you're raising those prices, 2 weeks worth of a small decrease is still not going to help. It's still not going to help. And the problem, and I hope the American public and the people who are watching here are smart enough to understand what goes on here when we talk about the diesel prices actually decreasing. It's not accidental. Okay. The campaign is coming up. People, the Democrats and Republicans both are getting ready to get on the warpath and get on the road and do their things. And this happens that when the Democrats just, decide to when they're in office and they decide that they need something to boost their morale or boost their membership, if you will, they're going to do something like lower the gas prices. All right. It's just, it's been done. It's been proven. It is what it is. So the Midwest saw the most significant increase with a spike of 25 cents in diesel prices. According to U.S. Energy Information Administration, on-highway diesel fuel prices now stand at $4.54 a gallon, up 10% from the 10 cents from the previous week. 10 cents for okay. I said AAA's daily diesel average is slightly lower at $4.50, which is still 5 cents higher than the previous week. Both organizations records the week of October 25th are still lower than the highest national diesel cost, which was in September, which was almost $4.63 a gallon. But again, which is, and the article is so funny because it goes on to say, the records of week October 23rd are still lower than the highest national diesel cost in September of 2023, but it was significantly cheaper than October 22. Well, what do those things have in common? The same administration was in power. All right, so let's not you put lipstick on a pig and it's still a pig. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna take the prices that were at and basically almost an all-time low. You're going to raise them and raise them and raise them, and then you're going to take so much credit for when you decrease them a little bit here and there. Give me a break, man. We were born in the dark, but it wasn't last night. All right, so the Midwest experienced the most substantial price. I told you. 25 cents following a 9-cent increase in the Rocky Mountain region. Despite having the highest diesel prices, the West Coast with and without California experienced a drop in diesel prices, with California also seeing a small decrease. The Gulf Coast continues to offer the cheapest diesel fuel at $4.18 a gallon. Gasoline prices in the U.S. are currently at $3.53 a gallon, marking a 4-cent drop than from the previous week, which is great. Again, except you guys are the ones who raised the price in the first place. Hello. Gasoline prices are 23 cents lower than they were a year ago. Again, with most regions experiencing a decrease in prices except for a 0.001 increase in the Gulf Coast. West Coast has the most expensive gasoline at $4.84 a gallon. Again, I hope and I pray that the audience of this show is smart enough to understand what's going on here. Unfortunately, social media has no clue. Unfortunately, the majority of Americans have no clue. But this isn't done as an act of, kindness or goodness. There's a very methodical reason for this, and why you will hear the word decrease from here until probably election day. You're going to start hearing the word decreasing fuel, decrease. We'll see exactly how much, and if I said this before, all Joe Biden had to do when he came into office is leave things alone. Leave it alone. We are already energy independent for the first time ever. Our gas was super cheap. Diesel was super cheap. And here we are. Here we are so many years into his presidency and things are out of control. Truckers are complaining about it every single week. The economy is suffering. Freight companies, brokerages, everybody's going out of business right and left. And there's only really one reason for that. And one, it's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. And I feel so bad for the truckers that are out there right now who have to do, especially the owners and operators who are doing this on their own. Man, I feel so bad for you guys because it's tough. It's tough, and there's no end in sight. I mean, like I said, you might start hearing some decrease this, decrease that, but until we actually see it in full force, and then they'll take credit. The best part is they're going to take credit for the big decreases in the fuel when they're the ones who are responsible for the increases in the first place. So please hear me when I say, folks, pay attention. Just open your eyes to what's going on right now. All right. You're smart. You guys know what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down. All right. So that's topic one done. Now I'm going to talk about Elite Carrier Services of Miami. Why do you want to talk about another elite brand? Let me tell you why I want to talk about another elite brand, because these guys are awesome. Like if you own a truck, if you're an owner operator, and you're looking for a way to increase revenue, streamline your business, become compliant in every area possible, Elite Carrier Services of Miami is your consulting partner. They're your trucking partner. These guys literally 305-405-2600. Call them. I'm telling you, it'll be one of the best phone calls you've ever made in your life. They will give you advice. They will tell you what you need. They handle anything DOT permits. They handle IFTA fuel taxes. They handle tags. I mean, it's really a one-stop shop for trucking, especially if your services combined with Elite Insurance and Beyond. You can't go wrong. That's a dynamic duo right there, like Batman and Robin, right? Batman and Robin? Yeah, we'll go with Batman and Robin. So, again, that's 305-405-2600, Elite Carrier Services of Miami. Tell them the Gringo Trucker sent you. They'll appreciate that. All right. And now we're going to go to interview number 2. Yowandi was out at the pilot truck stop. He had a bunch of Gringo-ish drivers that he got to interview. So let's hear from the second interview today.
What's your name?
Wayne.
For you, what are you seeing about the situation of the truckers in U.S.?
Say that one more time.
What are you seeing about the situation of the truckers in U.S. right now?
What situation?
The fuel, the price of the freight.
The price of fuel is way too high, and the price of the to move this stuff is way too low.
And where you from?
I'm from Georgia.
And what are you seeing in Florida? Florida is bad to say.
It's real bad in Florida. Florida worse than anybody else. You know, they're not paying enough to bring shipments out of Florida. They need to go up on the price.
A message for all truckers?
Be safe.
Be safe. Yeah. Pretty short, simple, to the point. Be safe. Hey, you heard it again. Diesel prices stupid high. Unfortunately, we have this situation where Florida is getting a bad rep because these guys are not paying to get out of Florida. Once you come in, getting a load coming into Florida is awesome. It's great. The pay is pretty decent. Getting the loads going back out of Florida, however, has become a problem. And I don't know, Ron DeSantis really needs to do something pretty quick to figure that out, because a lot of truckers aren't going to want to be stuck here in Florida with no loads. That's awful. But it is what it is. We thank guys like Wayne, for stopping and taking a few minutes with us, man. I appreciate you, Wayne. I appreciate you, Yowandi, for going out there and doing it for us, doing the interviews, coming up with the questions, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We appreciate it here at the Gringo Trucker Show. Now we're going to talk about another two partners in business, if you will. We're going to first start with Top Tracking System. Top Tracking System is the number one ELD on the market, the best of the best. You guys need an electronic logbook. If you need GPS, if you need cameras for your rig, your very important investment, you need to go to toptrackingsystem.com and check us out. We are far and away the most simplest, reliable, and easiest way to manage your logbooks. All right. We have something called the Key 3. All right. Number one, we're lower cost. Number two, we have a 24/7 bilingual customer support center. And number three, we don't care about contracts. We're not going to lock you in. All right. There's no point. Call 305-934-3454 and talk to them about it. They'll tell you what you need to get your truck in tip-top shape, definitely ELD compliant and secure as far as cameras go. Give them a call, 305-934-3454. And that also leads me into this big, huge thing, which is standing here right by my head. This is Zega USA, an amazing company. They produce this item right here called the Zegamex. It is an anodized piece of beast machinery. And what this does is this is an anti-siphoning device. It protects your money from spillage or from theft once you put it into your tank for diesel fuel. So this gentleman here is a trucker in Texas installing it in his rig. As you can see, it's not that difficult to do. Basically, you start with an epoxy that basically liquid welds this item to your truck. It provides and maintains a very clean install, a clean look. As you can see in the before and after pictures, it can be retrofitted to any particular truck, new or old, no problems. We've been fortunate enough to have a couple of these show up at our yard here in Medley, and they are installed. I'm telling you, they're a piece of your truck when it's all said and done. We're trying to get you guys to save some money. It's an initial investment up front. Zega USA. It's a small investment up front, but we're gonna do something for you. If you use code Gringo10, we're gonna give you 10% off. Look at that. We care about you. So again, these guys are awesome. This gentleman here is installing it in a matter of minutes. Obviously, it takes a little bit to cure, to actually get solid and stay in the tank. But retrofitted, I mean, it's really a no-brainer when you talk about it. All right, when you think about the money that you could save, this product right here is amazing. Again, use code Gringo10. Call the number here on the bottom of the screen, and they will definitely set you up with a 10% discount. And you can tell them the Gringo Trucker sent you as well. How about that? Now, we did top tracking. We did, let's go into topic number 2, shall we? Let's go into topic number 2. Topic number 2. This is going to be fun. You guys stay tuned because this is going to be fun. All right. You guys know who Joe Rogan is, right? Everybody knows who Joe Rogan is. He's a great podcaster. Used to be an MMA guy, comedian, an MMA guy. He's got his hands in a lot of different situations here. I love this picture. I love Joe. So he expressed nostalgia for the Trump era, says the country was without a doubt better than it is under Biden. Rogan says the state of the world scares the out of him. I'll let you fill in that blank. Podcaster Joe Rogan expressed nostalgia during an interview with the Joe Rogan Experience, which is his podcast. If you guys haven't checked it out, I encourage you to do so. He says, boy, do things effing change. He said before, he said of the era before Trump ran for president in 2016, Trump was in all the rap songs. The rappers would always talk about Trump. Everybody loved Trump. He was like a wheeling, dealing billionaire character that everybody enjoyed. His thoughts on the presidency, I felt like he did a decent job. I mean, this was another guest on the Joe Rogan podcast, Dan Henderson. He's another retired mixed martial artist, referring to Trump's time in office. He did a decent job. As president, when you look at his regulations, certainly helped the economy, Rogan said. I feel like we were in a lot better spot than we are right now, for sure. Without a doubt, Rogan agreed. There's a lot of that happened. I'll just say S word. I'm not going to cuss here on the Gringo Trucker Show. There's a lot of crap that happened. And Rogan went on to say after this, about the state of the world. He's scared. He's concerned about the state of the world now that, with all the stuff that's going on right now, especially with the conflict in the Middle East, Israel, Hamas, the world scares the crap out of me right now, he said. Right now, I'm like, man, this is not good. The Ukraine thing is not good. Israel thing is not good. Everything is not good. There's no good solutions in the Middle East, and it's all terrible. And Ukraine is no exception. Members of the mainstream media are in disbelief that President Biden and former Trump are so close to the polls. You heard that right. Trump, who's being indicted right and left, trying to be kept off the campaign trail, is still managing to stay tight with Mr. Biden here as far as the presidential polls go. Rogan specifically noted how he was afraid of a potential nuclear war breaking out and how he would never be worried about the possibility before. But here we are. All it takes is one person to launch an effing nuke and the world changes forever. And I've never felt like that was a possibility in my lifetime until now. He says that must have been what it was like in World War II for people to feel that way. The American public, following Hamas terrorist attack on Israel, has varying opinions about the Israel-Palestine conflict. 39% believe the U.S. government should favor Israelis, compared to 34% in 2014. 36% believe the U.S. should treat both sides equally, which is down from 53%. See a trend there. 19% are undecided. Basically, that means they're uneducated, up from 9% in 2024, showing a fluid situation where actions by either side could influence public opinion. 74% of people consider it more important for the U.S. government to fund military aid to Israel. Let me repeat that. 74% consider it important for the U.S. government to fund military aid to Israel. Only 61% believe it's important to fund military aid to Ukraine. Look at there. But we've given Ukraine millions and millions and millions. 52% support military and economic aid to Taiwan. You see all the problems that are going on right now? I mean, really, this survey, just these numbers here were taken. The survey was conducted in October from the 11th to the 15th. Biden's overall approval rating is at 37% with a 58% disapproval rating. 58% of the American population think this man's doing a terrible job. His approval rating on the economy is 32%, the lowest of his presidency, with a 63% disapproval rating. 31% approve of his handling of foreign policy, while 60% disapprove. Hello. Does any of this hitting home yet? This guy was the answer, man. This guy was the answer. Among Democrats, 60% support his handling of foreign policy and 74% back his handling of the economy. Hello. Those two statistics right there completely contradict each other, guys. Hello. 31% of America approve of his handling of foreign policy. 66% of the Democrats approve of his handling. 60% of Americans disapprove of his handling of the economy. 74% of the Democrats back his handling of it. That should tell you what the problem is right now. Okay? Young people, black people, and Latinos showed decreasing regard for the president of the United States. Hello. Yes, thank you. Stupid Biden. In a head-to-head race with former President Donald Trump, Biden would lose by 4 points, with Trump leading 46-42 and with 12% people undecided. Support for Israeli over Palestine is primarily driven by Republicans, of course, with 57% favoring Israelis. Democrats and independents show less support for favoring Israelis, with only 29 and 27% respectively. Support for military funding for Israel is high among Republicans and independents. Democrats prioritize military funding for Ukraine and foreign humanitarian aid. Listen, let's just be real here. The Democrats have had this now for how many years, and nothing has gone right. Nothing. Okay. When we had President Trump in office, okay, this guy, my new friend, my new bobblehead friend, when we had this guy in office, were we worried about a world war breaking out? No. Were we worried about Ukraine and Russia and China and Taiwan and Hamas and Israel? Were we worried about diesel prices going through the roof? Were we worried about the economic collapse of America? Never. And you guys just heard the statistics. The Democrats back this clown as our president. They are the problem. They're the problem. And it's clear as day. The other minorities, black, young blacks, young Latinos, hello, even these guys are backing off the Democratic Party, where they were normally had a stronghold in those communities. Now even those folks are backing off. So listen, I'm no politician. I should be the gringo politician. That's my next show. The gringo politician. I'm no politician, but numbers are numbers. As much as I hate them, they tell the truth. Okay. And that is a truth that the American people need to hear, need to feel, and need to understand that they could change it in the blink of an eye. 2024, they can change it. And I hope and pray to God that they do. Okay. Now I'm off my soapbox. That was one of my better segments, I think, but just simply because of the passion that I, came across to you guys in the trucking industry. You guys are red-blooded Americans, and you believe the same way we do here at KBC Media, at the Gringo Trucker Show, at our sponsors. We all believe that Biden is a problem. Oh. Biden is a problem. This country, huh? The solution. Biden out. Biden out, Trump 2024. That's the solution. And we know it. I mean, good God, we just went through it. Our economy was better. The world standing was better. Countries were afraid of us. Nobody was going to mess with us. None of this world war crap would break out under Trump. And here we are, Biden. They see him as weak, so they're going to do whatever they want to do. While the cat's away, the mouse will play. There you go. That's it for me. That's it for me. I can't go anymore because I'm going to get angry. The Gringo Trucker has spoken. Now,
very good woman.
What your name? What her name? Who name? Yadina? Oh, Yadina. Yadina Gonzalez is not just a very good woman. She's the best woman. Okay? This woman is the owner, La Dueña, for you gringos, La Dueña, of Florida Gonzalez Cigars, FDG Cigars, www.ftgcigars.com. She makes cigars that really appeal to any palate. She makes mild, medium strong, and then straight medium. A lot of her stuff is focused in the medium full profile, simply because they are full flavor. At Florida Gonzalez, we believe that flavor is way more important than strength. and everything that we make is completely full of flavor. From our Connecticut 20th anniversary Noventa Mias to our Maduro Habanos, our 20th anniversary Maduro. Our what I have here is the Noventa Mias Habano. It's a dark, rich Habano 2000 wrapper with Nicaraguan tobaccos. All of our stuff is made in Condega, Nicaragua. We've been in business for almost 30 years. We ain't going nowhere. We've been here for the long haul, and we make something for everybody. So do yourself a favor. Go to www.fdgcigars.com. Use code ELITE20. As you can see where I got that from, the Elite Group, Elite Insurance, Elite Carrier Services. Everything we do here is Elite. So use that code ELITE20, and you're going to get 20% off of your entire purchase, whether you buy 5 or 10 or 20 or 10 boxes, whatever you want. That's up to you guys. So again, like and subscribe to the channel. That allows us to get the content out to more and more truckers. I'm in the groups on Facebook. I've been putting links to the show in those groups and those pages. Those guys are coming back to me with some pretty good feedback. They enjoy the content. They're giving me ideas on what they want to hear about. If you guys got an idea, leave it in the comment section below. I'll get to it. I promise you. I love doing this for you guys. I love the trucking industry. I love our truckers. And here at KVC Media, Gringo Trucker Show, Elite Carrier Services, Top Tracking System, Elite Insurance and Beyond, Zega USA, we all appreciate you truckers. We appreciate everything you do, your hard work, your long hours, your grueling schedule. We appreciate you. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you guys very, very much. And on that note, Gringo Trucker, out.